The word man used to be gender neutral. In Old English, the word where was used to describe a man, and wife was used to describe a woman. Man was used to describe all of humanity, but sometime during the 13th century that changed, and man became the standard word to describe a man as we know them today. With Father's Day just around the corner, we have a look at some intriguing and unusual facts about men. Number 41. Set aside 6 months. You know when you're younger and you can't wait to do things that your parents do, and for guys, that might be shaving. But did you know that the average man, and we're not saying you're average, spends 6 months of their lives just shaving? It's a good thing that so many women love a good beard. Number 40. Live a little. Across the globe, the life expectancy of women is 73 compared to just 68 for men. Seems rather unfair, doesn't it? Number 39. Always prepared. We know how a woman's body prepares for motherhood, but are you aware that men also get biologically prepared? In the months prior to the birth of the baby, the father also goes through some hormonal changes. In 2000, a study was done that confirmed men's prolactin levels go up and testosterone go down. This transition encouraged more paternal behavior. Some experts believe that the pregnant woman's pheromones can also influence the man to become more prepared for fatherhood. Number 38. Above average. And we're talking about height. The average height of men in America is just over 5'9", and average weight is 190 pounds. Rewind to 1960, and the average height was 5'8", and the average weight, 160 pounds. Number 37. No hair, don't care. People tend to perceive those with bald or shaved heads as being 13% stronger and taller than their hairy counterparts. Number 36. Let's talk numbers. For every 100 baby girls that are born, there are 107 baby boys. Number 35. Different point of view. It's a known fact that men and women perceive things very differently at times, and apparently, men have thicker retinas and larger M cells than women. These M cells are what help us to track the movement of objects. Women have more P cells, which help women to analyze textures and colors and assist in identifying objects. Number 34. Blame it on the heart. The most common way that men depart Earth in the USA is heart disease, with the average age of this happening being 66 years old. Number 33. Who wore it best? It came as a little surprise to learn that high heels were first worn by men. Women started wearing them to appear more masculine. High heels were worn by the nobility, and King Louis XIV is seen in a painting wearing a gorgeous pair of very high, very red-heeled shoes. Number 32. Face the facts. Only around 65% of men in the UK are on Facebook, as opposed to a whopping 79% of women. Number 31. A little to the left. There are a great many differences between men and women, and it's been proven that men tend to lean more towards the left hemisphere of their brains, while women use both. Number 30. It's a boy thing. The first time the word boy was documented was AD 1154. It was an Anglo-Saxon word spelled B-O-I-A and meant servant. Number 29. Happy Father's Day. Father's Day is celebrated on the third Sunday of June in the USA. It was initially celebrated in Spokane, Washington, and it was the idea of Sandra Dodd, who felt that her father deserved recognition. He was a single dad of 6 children and did an amazing job raising them. Number 28. Aging gracefully. The reason why men tend to age so gracefully is that they lose collagen density way more slowly than women do, so you'll find that their skin resists wrinkles and sagging as they grow older. We lose around 1% of collagen every year, but women tend to lose more when they hit menopause. Number 27. I see you. 100 babies were studied in their first few months after being born, and the difference between baby boys' and baby girls' eyesight is rather significant. Baby girls saw an increase of 400% in their eye contact, whereas boys initially showed significantly less improvement. Boys preferred looking at moving objects as opposed to girls, who preferred looking at a younger woman's face. Number 26. Share and share alike. The symbol for the male gender is exactly the same as the biological symbol for Mars. The symbol represents the shield and spear of Mars, who was the Roman god of war. Number 25. Over in Germany, they celebrate Father's Day a little differently than what you're probably used to. A group of fathers will grab wagons, fill them with wine and beer, and go for a long hike. Accidents are said to multiply by 3 on this day, but it does sound like fun. Number 24. Got milk? It's physically possible for men to produce milk, but it's just not enough to keep a baby well fed. They also have oxytocin and prolactin, which are the hormones responsible for making milk. But whether man's milk has the same health benefits as women's is another story. Number 23. All about the brows. You may not have really noticed before, but now that you're aware of it, take note. There are 3 huge differences between male and female foreheads, with the main difference being the ridge of bone that runs across the forehead and the brow level. It's called brow bossing, and women have little to no brow bossing. Women's foreheads are also smoother and flatter. Number 22. A work of art. These days, it's rather uncommon to find a male nurse, but prior to the 1900s, male nurses were way more common. Today, male nurses only make up 5.4% of registered nurses in America. Number 21. It's a man's world. In 1995, Nickelodeon was running many episodes of Rugrats. It became the most watched show by adult males between the ages of 18 and 31. It even surpassed reruns of Seinfeld and Frasier. Number 20. Share the pain. Research has proven that 26% of men may also experience some form of PMS, and they also suffer with mood swings, hunger pains, irritability, and stomach cramps. Number 19. Color my world. Men do not perceive colors in quite the same way as women do, and scientists believe it might have something to do with the birds and the bees hormones, as hormones in the male can alter the development of the visual cortex. Many believe that it could also have something to do with when women were gatherers and needed to search for food. Number 18. It's a positive. If a man takes a urine pregnancy test and it shows a positive result, it could mean that he has testicular cancer. Number 17. Sleep easy. Duke University released the results of a study they did on men and their sleep patterns. Men can tolerate sleep deprivation way better than women. When women don't get enough sleep, they suffer both physically and mentally, according to the study. Number 16. Don't shoot the messenger. How this fact was deduced, we have almost no idea, but many sites suggest that men tell 6 lies every day. This is twice the amount of lies that women tell daily. Number 15. Alarm bells. According to several studies, men's biggest dating fears are that the woman won't allow him his free time, that she will come between him and his friends, that she'll become a stalker, won't respect him, or she's too high maintenance. Number 14. If you can't do the time, don't do the crime. When it comes to crime, if a man or a woman were to commit the same crime, men would on average receive 63% longer sentences. Number 13. I'll drink to that. In ancient Persia, men would often debate important subjects while drunk and sober. That way, if the idea sounded good in both circumstances, then it would be considered a great idea. Number 12. More cushion. It's no surprise that women are not initially attracted to men who are carrying around a lot of extra weight around the belly, because science has proven that men with the extra weight there have lower levels of testosterone. They also tend to have lower physical drive and lower fertility. So, from a biological standpoint, a woman is less attracted to that person because the chances of him being able to get them pregnant are considerably less than their fitter counterparts. Number 11. Teamwork. Studies have proven that dads who do their share of the housework tend to have daughters that are more ambitious and who have broader definitions of gender roles. Number 10. Not a manly man. When Father's Day initially began, it wasn't met with great enthusiasm from everyone. A number of fathers considered the holiday emasculating, and they didn't approve of the idea of kids giving their fathers presents that they pretty much bought themselves. Number 9. Father of evolution. Charles Darwin had 10 children, and he loved them very much. During those times, bringing up kids was definitely seen as a woman's work, but Darwin played a key role in raising and educating his children. Number 8. Number 1 gift. Yes, neckties are pretty much considered the standard when it comes to gifts on Father's Day. Neckties have their history all the way back to 221 BC. When the terracotta army was discovered, they were also all depicted wearing neckties. Number 7. Age is but a number. The oldest father in the world is believed to be Ramajit Raghav from India, who was 96 years old at the time. His 52-year-old wife gave birth in 2010 to a baby boy. Number 6. Go halves. Many fathers around the world have all claimed to have experienced Kuvad syndrome, which is more commonly known as a sympathy pregnancy. Basically, the men experience the same pregnancy symptoms as their wives, including weight gain, vomiting, changes in hormone levels, and nausea. Number 5. Hair-raising fact. A man's beard can contain as many as 15,000 follicles, but no less than 7,000. Number 4. Runs in the family. Men who have many brothers have a higher chance of bearing sons, whereas a man who has a number of sisters will more than likely have daughters. Number 3. An itch to scratch. When women have a yeast infection, it is honestly no joke. It's itchy, uncomfortable, and embarrassing. Did you know that men are also able to pick up yeast infections, particularly those that are uncircumcised, heavy-set, or struggle with heavy sweating? Symptoms include rashes, discharge, and a terrible itch. Number 2. Here comes the bride. Weddings have changed dramatically over the last few years, and the giving away of the bride seems to be fading away. This tradition was used to symbolize the fact that the father of the bride no longer had control over his daughter, and that it was the new husband's responsibility to look after her, her welfare, and provide her with possessions. Basically, the husband would take over the role of the father, in a way. It's no wonder things have changed so dramatically. Number 1. Man's best friend. Research has been done in the UK, which claims that 2.5 million men in the United Kingdom have no close friends, which is rather sad to think about, isn't it? So, if you notice a guy who's a bit of a loner, why not open your circle and invite him to join? You never know how far that little bit of kindness will go. Enjoy spending time with your dad or your father figure on Father's Day this year. Thanks for watching, and subscribe to our channel for more daily videos.